Let's see. Welcome, everybody, to the Side by Side podcast presented by Side Stage Tour. I'm your co host and co founder, Laura Landers, sitting next to the better half, Kelly Clark.
No,
Hi.
maybe. No.
Well, let's start off by saying, is Nick out of town? Nick is your husband.
Nick is here. He is
Ah,
in his music room that
okay.
way.
Okay.
Yes, he's here. Is Jordan there?
No, he just left this morning and he's going to be gone for 20 days.
Where's he going?
During that time, I mean, everywhere, right? All around the country. But during that time, we're going to New York City.
When?
October 13th through 6th, 17th.
I won't be there. Nick will be there on the 16th and 17th, 16th, 17th, 18th.
That's funny because Jordan has a show on the 16th that night, and then I fly out the next day.
Oh,
Man,
miss
next
it.
time.
Right. One day we'll be in the same place at the same time.
I know, I know. But anyways, he left today and it was actually sad. And I'm usually not sad. I guess now that I'm used to him being gone, because it's been like 10 months of this, like very consistently. And it was obviously sad in the beginning because it was new, but then you get used to it. So it's not so sad.
Mhm.
You don't want to put yourself through that emotional roller coaster. You almost like want to keep that regulated somehow. So you're
Yeah.
like, I don't know if we just mind trick ourselves into thinking it's not sad that they're leaving, but I feel like I did that. But I have been feeling a little under the weather.
Oh
Like
no.
I know that you were just sick.
Right. You don't have it. It's not cold, is it? Like kind of like here.
No, it was kind of like full body, like almost the flu. I've been taking like I don't know if you've heard of that brand Boiron. I don't even know. It's like a holistic kind of, I couldn't even tell you what it is. A supplement? I don't even know. And
Mm-hmm.
it eases the symptoms and it has. But I was feeling really bad last night. And I was just like, I'm so sad that you're leaving. And it's just like, I need someone to take care of me instead of me having to take care of these dogs. I know they're just dogs, but I was just like,
It's not the same.
well, one of them is a little special needs and he's on his way out. So it's like a whole thing. But anyways, it's just I was a lot more sad this time than usual.
Yes.
So I'm like
When-
trying to, sorry, I'm gonna keep talking. I'll stop. But
No, you're all good. I'm just trying to think of like when's the last time Nick left? Which isn't normal for me to say that. It's like when is he coming back? But he's been home consistently three almost 3 months. And
how
then like, spot
has
dates.
how has that been? Because okay, I'm wanting to learn from you in this because I know that you have been in this touring world for like seven-ish, eight-ish, crazy long years.
Mm-hmm.
Me. Um, so when he is back for an extended amount of time, how does that feel?
It feels weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's almost like when he's gone, like I get like a routine where I'm like, okay, where I'm getting up earlier, I'm doing all the things that I said I was gonna do, and then I go to bed early, and then it's like a good cycle of me getting my life together. And then when he's here, it's like I just want to spend all my time with you. That's all I want to do. Today specifically, we just got so I was sick,
Yep.
and then we got in the car and drove to the Redwoods from San Francisco, not from LA, San Francisco. And we were there, and I was okay. It was that like that drive where I slept almost the whole time. And then we did end up hiking a little snippily, but it wasn't as bad as it was Thursday.
Okay.
Thursday, I was like, oh no, this is COVID. This is absolutely COVID. And it wasn't just a sinus infection. But when you get old, that stuff stays with you too long. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Where were we? Okay, so we got back. Today's Wednesday.
Yeah.
We got back Monday. Yesterday we went to a show. A friend from Austin was in town. He played. It was a great show. Black Odyssey.
Ooh.
Yes, wonderful. And then today we didn't get out of bed until like almost 11, which just does not happen. And so I don't know. When he's here, like almost routine kind of goes out of the window.
Yeah. Yeah, because in a way you almost maybe it's just a natural, like, we want to revert back to our childhood thing where you just like, it kind of feels like a sleepover because they're not usually here. So then you like kind of throw out all the responsibilities that you can, and you throw
Uh-huh.
like, and which would probably be a routine because you're like, I can sacrifice a routine and
Mm-hmm.
kind of mess yourself up in those ways, but then you get to just like stay in bed till 11 or whatever that you don't normally do. Some people normally do that, especially in our industry. I feel like they probably,
Mm-hmm.
but that's interesting.
Yeah. Nick is definitely like a routine person. So like I woke up at like 8:30, but he said he was up like 2 hours before that. Like wide awake, trying to wake me up. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
but it's normally like routine, up, gym, read, meditate, practice, eat. But then I'm like, when he's here, mine is like exercise, kind of read, maybe do something, eat, and then jump into work.
Yeah.
But when he's here, I'm like, I don't want to do any of that. I just want to, there's a coffee shop around the corner. So I like to walk there and sit there and have coffee with him. And Koopa comes. So
Oh,
yes, and it's just like it's like a date, like a morning date.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of make the excuses to like go do something fun because they're finally back. But when he's been back for like 3 months, do you find that you continue to do that over 3 months because you're like, I'm not going to have this for a while? Or do you end up both reverting back to some type of routine?
Routine, but specifically because we also eat bad when we get together.
Hmm.
It's like sugar, ice cream at like 10 p.m. because there's ice cream places around the corner. So I'm like, we can just drive there or we can walk there because then it's like exercise to go get the ice cream and then we have to walk back. It's like half a mile, if that.
Yeah,
But
but
but it's
tell
still like
yourself,
we walk there instead of driving there.
yeah,
So
we're
more
doing
routine.
good.
Yeah, more routine,
Okay.
especially lately. We're back in the gym. Uh so he has a membership at the Soho House and they have a gym, and I'm not allowed to go in that gym anymore because they got a new girl. Right.
Girl.
So I got a gold gym membership, and
Yeah,
he's able to go with me for free every time.
the power of Gold's Gym.
Yes. And so we've been going before, like we went out of town and everything. We were going like most days during the week. And
Okay.
it's been really nice to look across the gym and he's over there instead of me going by myself.
Do you go by yourself when he's gone? Do you go and do things by yourself when he's gone?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll go sit in restaurants by myself.
Were you always like that at the beginning of your marriage before he toured?
I don't think so. And I think he's incredibly independent. And I'm more like, I just want to be with you all the time. But then it became like, well, I'm just not going to wait on you anymore because he could practice all day.
So what and or when did you feel or recognize that shift in yourself from going from like I just want to be with you all the time at the beginning of the marriage to then he tours to then you're like what was that like aha moment or gradual moments that led you to be like I'm gonna start doing things on my own and actually feel independent and safe enough to go do things on your own while he's gone instead of
Yeah.
just
I think it happened before he started touring. So, and when we lived in Austin, the Austin music community, you can play 7 days a week, like literally every single day. And so he would, play all day, or sorry, he was an engineer at the time. Oh my gosh. Yes. So be gone all day, then be gone all night. And we had like a little slither of time. And I was a teacher at the time. So it was, well, he has to be there and show up, 3 hours before for sound check. And I'm like, well, I'll just go to a coffee shop. I'll just go eat. I'll just go do all these things. And then it became, I'm not going to wait on you anymore. So now, before he started really touring, that became like a thing.
okay kind of like you were forced into waiting around and then you were like, wait a minute, I'm tired of the waiting around. Let me go like do something.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it wasn't a long period of time.
Okay.
I wish I could remember. It's been almost 12 years of marriage. So I'm like, what did we do? I don't even remember. But I'm like, I'm going by myself. I have right now, I'm really into movies, not on my TV, but going to the movies.
Okay.
And there's an Alamo Draft House in LA now, which is an Austin based company, which gives me like a piece of home. So I have like a movie subscription. So
Okay.
all the movies, like we watch horror movies together, but when I'm by myself, I'll see pretty much anything.
Okay.
I'm not really into
Not
like,
like your hobby. Like, would
yeah,
you consider that like your main hobby or a just one of your hobbies?
I would say one. I'm a creative. I need to do things with my hand. I'm playing with chapstick right now.
Nice.
So
Yep.
I'm like doing things with my hands all the time, but like I'll crochet. So I made a sweater recently. It's finally fall, so I made some pumpkins.
Yeah. I
And
know.
then
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Yep.
there you go. I have this acronym that I saw on Pinterest because people can't be bored anymore. So there's like an acronym for bored. So B is like, have you been creative? O, have you been outside? R is, have you read? E, exercised. And I forgot what the D stands for, but I usually get stuck at creative.
I didn't want to cut you off while you were saying this, but you've shared this with me before, the board,
Mm-hmm.
and I believe that the D is, did you help someone today?
Yes, 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 yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah. I just wanted to finish it out for you
Thank
because
you.
you sent me that like, I don't even know, 6 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like created my own in my own like aesthetic colors that I wanted, and I put it as my phone background for a while at the very beginning of my journey of this wife of a touring musician life.
Mm-hmm.
And I cannot tell you how much that helped. Even though you're sitting in your
Yay!
own house, right? All the time, and you know that you should exercise like in your core. You know that you should go outside. But then I found myself not doing any of that until I like looked at my phone screen and was like, how the hell did I not go outside yet today? I
Yeah.
have a whole ass backyard. Like, how did
Mm-hmm.
I? And so then I'm like, okay, I have to actually force myself to do these fundamental things that we should be doing that I wasn't doing just to like, I kind of looked at it from this wellness point of view.
Mm-hmm.
You can, but I know that it's meant just for you not to be bored, which does help you mentally.
Mentally, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of this fascinating thing where I found that I thought I was taking care of myself and I really wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
that
can
was,
absolutely relate to that. Absolutely.
yeah. Well, and then I think you get so used to taking care of your spouse takes care of you. And I think that's why it was such a sad thing when Jordan left today because I wasn't feeling so well because I was just like, oh, I don't mind being alone. I love being alone. I lived alone
Mm-hmm.
for years, but there's just something about like it's already hard enough for me to take care of myself because we have other things to take care of while our spouse is gone, whether it's children or dogs or finances or your house or whatever, your business. But then to have to take care of yourself while they're not there because you're sick is just like another thing. I mean, and that's the other thing too, is like I don't have family around. Some
Mm-hmm.
some people do, and that's a whole other
Right.
factor. I know we all live these different lives with different factors and how they all function, but generally speaking, this is an interesting life we live.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I'm glad that like you because the this came about because we talked. I remember you calling me and was like, "Girl, how how do you do this?" And I'm like, "Well, let me tell you everything. There's so much." And it's like things that come up later that you don't know that you needed, or things that you thought that you needed, but really you don't need until there's like someone else who's like going through it too, and that's willing to talk about it.
That's willing to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not that I really ran into anyone who doesn't want to talk about it, but I do think that there are some people in our position who are going through a season where they're emotionally not available to talk about it because
Yeah.
they're going through something. So, yeah, for us to be able to like actually chat and be willing and wanting to chat is a blessing because holy shit, that was rough. Rough time.
Yes, I'm grateful. Thank you for asking me. And then for like jumping head first into creating this. That's a big water bottle. Is that one of those the Stanley ones?
Yeah, it sure is, but it's a fake Stanley. My mother-in-law got me the strap to like carry it up and down the stairs when I'm carrying my dog, which is amazing. But it's World Series champions, Texas Rangers. That was for last year. We're officially in the postseason of baseball this year, and the Rangers did not make it into the postseason.
No.
I'm really sad about it, but I'm trying not to be, and I'm gonna say go Dodgers instead.
Ew. You know, I'm sorry. I'm bad. Sorry. Sorry. I'm just here. I feel like I'm just passing through in Los Angeles. I'm sorry. Don't be mad at me, LA.
For everyone that's listening, the reason I had wide eyes is because I used to live in LA and I'm a Dodgers fan, secondly, but Texas Rangers is number one. But Kelly lives in LA, so I was like, I'm not a Dodgers.
They're gonna throw me out. They're gonna throw me out. We went to a Chargers in a Rams game, and I was like, "Well, where's the other team from?" Had no idea that they were the same. Someone gave us tickets, and so I'm like, it was a free game. We got the tailgating spot. Not that we tailgate, but there's people who are always like, "You want a shot?" And we're like, "Yeah, I want just one though. Take a shot." And then, so I don't know. I don't know. I'm not. I'm just passing through.
That's right. Until the next
Passing
great
through.
city, whenever that will be.
Ugh.
Yeah, which
So
is a whole
love it. I don't
conversation
know.
we could have about like what it's like. I mean, I know that we're not like athlete wives where if you get traded teams, then you have to move cities, but I mean, there are conversations, especially with certain musicians, where it's like, would you be willing to change your home base for this gig? And then that's just a whole thing that we have to, as a family, consider. And
Mm-hmm.
I know that happens to some people, and it's just a whole other conversation we could have for another day because
Like, do we talk about it? Do we mention names? Because that happened, and it wasn't supposed to happen.
with you guys,
Yeah.
is that why y'all moved from Austin to, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I knew that one. I
But
knew.
no, they didn't ask us to. The project that he was working on was supposed to last 2 weeks, and it just kept going. And I'm like, is this where are we supposed to move? And he wasn't like sure about like where he stood. And so it's like, can you take off? I packed up our house myself
Mhm.
and got in my lovely at the time 2004 Chevy Tahoe with a friend and two dogs at the time, R.I.P. Yoshi, and
Yeah.
we just went for it. We hopped on the road and drove and moved into a studio apartment, 4-bedroom house to a studio.
So you moved without Nick having like an official offer.
Oh, there's no contract or anything. It's just like this is what keeps happening every week.
Okay. So I mean that was probably just you putting your faith in the Lord and trusting him and him saying like, yeah, you're good. You got the green light, you can move. So it felt the
Absolutely,
peace.
because
Yeah.
I would have never moved here. This would
Yeah.
have been the last place on earth, and it just happened to be where God was like, go there. And I'm like, you sure about that?
Y'all,
You didn't mean that. You didn't mean Los
you
Angeles.
meant Europe. You
That
meant
Europe, Europe.
wow.
Yeah.
Well,
I love that studio apartment. It was great until we got roaches. 2 years later, though, they just came out of nowhere.
yeah, gross.
Mhm.
I've been there, but it was in college. Yeah,
Yep. Yeah.
that was nasty.
Mhm.
Yeah. So he's gone, he'll be gone. And I have found that like he'll be gone for this month, basically, like the whole month. Because the bus calls in Dallas, which is 4 hours away from where we live, and it didn't make sense for him to drive up for like a day and then drive back down. Like it just didn't make sense.
Right.
His family and my family live in Dallas, so he was like, I'll just stay with them when he has like a little time off, he gets to visit with them. Um, but I found that the thing that has helped me the most throughout these past 10 months, just to lift my spirits and not feel like, even though I absolutely love my house, and not feel like I'm in a jail cell, is to
Mhm.
travel and travel as much as I can. And I was never really like a traveler before. I wasn't really this like, I don't know. Some people just love travel but can't do it, you know?
Yeah. Hmm.
really loved travel and couldn't do it. I didn't hate travel. It just wasn't like a passion. And now it's become a passion just for my mental health.
Same, same. I hate airplanes with my whole heart, but I have traveled more in the past 2 months than I had for the past like four. It's been
Yeah.
like just a lot of travel, but I don't. I liked it at the time. We couldn't, and now that's all we do.
It kind of feels like things are revolving around travel now.
Mm-hmm.
My life, I'm assuming your life, as you said,
Mm-hmm.
but it's interesting because you and I have chatted about this specifically, what I'm about to mention before, but I thought it would be good to bring up now because I thought it was very eye-opening. So over this year, we have traveled at least, let's say like once a month, once every 6 weeks. And it's always been to wherever Jordan's playing a show because it ends up being that I have friends, like really close friends in those cities, like 10 minutes.
That's nice.
It is nice. It's like I only really have my close friends all across the nation, not where I live right now. But I'm finding it's like it's almost serendipitous in this weird way that it is like that. So then I can actually go and get out of this house, but stay somewhere, not have to pay for lodging, get to see my friends, stay at their house, but also get to see my husband. But you've said through all these years, it's a good thing to try to travel not based around the show that your husband is playing. And I haven't, probably because I'm in my first year of this, but I haven't felt that need quite yet. But I know that um, I think because you said that next year, if we continue on this pretty much once a month travel thing, where I'm going to try my hardest to do maybe like my goal is maybe one that isn't around one of Jordan's shows.
Mm-hmm.
But this month, at the in the middle of this October, we're going to New York City because he's playing a show in New York City. But it worked out that he had no shows leading up to that show, so we get to have it like a little anniversary, late anniversary celebration thing. But yeah, I thought that was really cool that you said that, just to like prioritize you guys for you guys to go travel, not based around his job. So
Yes.
it's not like you have to wait around, but it's a cool trip, but it's really about like his job and what he does. It's just interesting.
It's definitely not the same. The amount of travel that we've done, I'm like, where have we gone? It's like we've been to San Francisco twice in the past couple of months. We've
Hmm.
been to Vegas, to Cabo, to New York, to Arizona, even back to Texas, outside of LA a couple of times, just really all over. I went to well, but they were all for work. Every single one of them for work. And so when we were in that trip that was outside of California, there's this page on Instagram, might be on Facebook or whatever, but it's like Escape ATX, where in Escape LAX, just like cheaper plane tickets. And so we've been looking at them forever. And I'm like, well, we got to go to Europe when the tickets are $500 a piece. Like it's like a thing. And like, when can we go? And so I'd been talking about it, talking about it. And we were in Ojai and we were sitting there and he was like, I'm going to do it. And we booked a trip to Spain. So we're going in November for 2 weeks.
Oh my God.
No work.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
That is incredible.
I'm like, home doesn't count, going home because it's not relaxing. I don't know about your mom, but my mom like gets kind of like, why are you going over to their house? You don't want to spend time over here. And I'm like, it's not that. It's like we have two families here. We don't have to choose. They live now 40 minutes from each other. They used to live 20 minutes from each other.
Yeah, our families live 5 minutes from each other,
Yes.
which
Yeah.
actually is great. But yeah.
Because you don't have to choose. That it is amazing to not have to choose.
Yeah.
And so, like, don't give me a hard time about that. I like my in-laws. They're great. They always cook. There's always food over there. They're really friendly. It's great. So don't
Yeah.
give me shit about that, mom.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is like going home is not a vacation
Yeah, doesn't count.
because you do have to like foster your family relationships.
Hmm.
I mean, it kind of is a vacation to me, but
Well,
not like
that's amazing
fully.
because I'm like pulled back and forth, and now I've got all these nieces and nephews. Like there's like nine of them,
Yeah,
right? I think
yeah,
there's nine
yeah. That's a
from all the way ranging from 24, and then one is due in December. So it's like all kinds of kids and children, and then they want money. One time, my niece was like, I was like, "What do you want for Christmas?" And she said, "Gucci slides." And I was like, "Excuse me?"
I mean, girl, me too, but
Right. But I'm not paying for it. You need to ask your mama to pay for it. I'm not paying for it.
we're the cool rich auntie.
That's what they think. And that's what it is. But they don't need to know.
Right.
And by rich, we mean like, I mean, again, I got out of bed at 11 today. That's rich to me.
It sure is. Oh my God, it sure is.
Yes.
And you gotta humble kids anytime you can humble kids.
But
So like
listen,
they don't need the
anytime. That one specific, love her to death. She's beautiful. Anytime. I'm like, don't forget where you came from, little girl.
That's
Do
right.
not forget. Do not forget. What
I was gonna
the
ask
audacity.
a question. I just forgot about it because the Gucci slides threw me off. Like in a
Sorry.
funny way though. Yeah, I don't remember, but I think it was something about travel, like, but I don't know.
We have to do a travel hacks situation one time because I've got hacks on hacks.
Well, and now that like I'm traveling once a month, it was that like you have to get the snowball rolling thing because at first it was like, oh my God, this is just so difficult to like travel and come home and then travel again and then come home. But once you, I almost like one little hack that I gave myself that no one told me, but maybe it's a very well-known thing is to just have your separate travel toiletries and fill them up. And then when you come back home, you just put them in a little travel section in your house. And then you just pick that back up and put it in your suitcase and then go. Like you
Yes.
don't have to refill. Like obviously if you're running low, just refill as soon as you get back, but then it just rests there because you know that you're going to travel again in like a month. So then it's not just going to sit there for like a year and then your product in the travel form went bad. But that's like my one thing I gave myself very recently. And I'm like, man, this is just making it so much easier.
That's an excellent hack. Excellent. Excellent.
From the pro, she says it's excellent. I give myself,
Yes. Mine is like wear what you're like, bring what you wear. Wait, wear what you bring. Only. Only. You do not
oh,
have to shop in only. Everything that I bring in my suitcase, I wear. Everything. I don't need extras. Also, I don't want to pay for bags. I'm not doing it. I'm not paying for no bag. Okay. If I fly Spirit, I got status with Spirit. Okay, that's how often I fly Spirit. My suitcase is
wow.
this big.
Wow. I only fly Southwest where you get to pay, or you don't have to pay for bags.
Smart, smart. But if my ticket is $87 round trip, I'm gonna take it.
Amazing. Yeah. Yeah. We'll have to have like a whole episode on flying or whatever travel tips and tricks because I have found that just figuring out something that works for you, even if it was that one thing, is life changing. So I can't imagine
Mm-hmm.
a whole set of things. I mean, you're better than me. You actually wear what you pack, where I, fashion girly, I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna feel on this day. Or what about the weather? Is the weather gonna be different than when it said? So then I need to have options. I need to have a waterproof shoe, but also the suede shoe that I really want to wear, and that's gonna go better with my outfit. But like I'll be damned if I don't wear those and then bring the waterproof shoe instead. It's just like this whole thing. And then I'm just like packing way too much. But then I come back home after the trip and I'm like, there are literally 7 shirts I brought that I didn't wear.
Uh-huh. And then I don't know about you, but I washed them like I wore them. Like, because I don't want to put it away. I just put it in the hamper.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna need to like write out a whole list and then have an episode on that.
Absolutely.
I guess it's a good time to say if anyone is watching this and wants us to talk about something very specific in this life of a touring musician's spouse, please comment what you'd like us to say or talk about, because we need ideas. I mean, we have ideas, but to get ideas from those who actually want to listen. And then this is probably a good time to also say that if you are a Side Stage Tour member and you are listening to this, this is for you, so we hope you're listening. But if you feel like you have something of expertise to share and you'd like to be on this episode with us as a guest, we would love to have you. So please reach out and then we can chat further and figure it out. But
Yay, please. We'd love to have you.
yeah, it'd be great. Because we don't need to just have it you and me all the time, even though I love talking to you all the time. But I feel like having
We talk once a week, by the way. Very often. And then even more than that, but we meet once a week just to make sure we have all our things in order. So
yeah.
And it's a great time every
We
time.
talk all the
We do, and I look forward to it. It's like a breath of fresh air.
It's because
Nick,
it's like such a thing. Nick.
sorry, I told him this is what we were doing.
Oh, it's fine. This
Wait.
is real life. This is real.
Thank you.
I mean, I love that. I mean, I kind of wish that Jordan was here for me to yell at him saying,
Turn out.
my dog saying, stop barking.
I'm speaking of the mailman didn't come. Koopa's always barking at the mailman at 11, between 11 and 12 every day. Every day.
But
even outside of here, if we're like outside and we see the mailman who barks, and I'm like, you haven't even seen him before.
Oh, you got to put a muzzle on him and then let him meet him.
That's what I should do. He won't bite him. In fact, he'll like, and then like hide behind me.
Oh, he's like, TikTok, no game.
And no game. None. None at all. No.
Got it. Good to know. Well, I feel like this is a good place to stop it. So we don't
go with it
long. Do you have anything else you'd like to say before we close it out?
No, this was fun. I'm like, I feel like my like shoulder up. I do have like an actual shirt on.
So. I mean, it could be a bra. I don't care.
Okay. Well, normally it's nothing, so I'm glad that
it's just two strings hanging down, but it's not even a shirt. It's just two strings.
Two strings.
Illusion. I didn't want to wear anything, but I'm on a Zoom call, so strings.
Yes. Have you seen those people who are like, they're like, I did an interview and I asked the person to stand up and they didn't have any pants on. I'm like, if it's work from home, why would you do that?
Why would you have to stand up?
You wouldn't ever.
Like this is the lower half. Yeah.
I got pants on today.
I just imagine us like putting our feet together and then like taking a photo and then that's the YouTube.
The little thumbnail. Yes. Yes. One day we shall do that.
Yeah, we'll like do a little high five moment. Oh God, no. Okay. Anyways, I think that's a place to close it out. Thank you for listening, everybody, and we'll chat with you next time.
Yay. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.